welcome to your sleep story. I'm so glad you're here tonight. Whatever this day was, however long it felt, however much it held, it is behind you now, completely behind you. You made it through, and that is everything. So let's begin. Before I take you anywhere tonight, I want to count you down from 10 to 1. And as I count, I want you to allow yourself to sink just a little deeper into wherever you are right now. Feel the weight of your body. Feel what is beneath you, holding you. And with each number, just let go a little more. 10. Allow your eyes to close. Gently, completely. There is nothing you need to see right now. 9. Feel your shoulders and let them drop as far as they want to go. 8. A slow breath in through the nose. 7. And all the way out. 6. Your hands. Feel them opening. Whatever you've been holding today, you can put it down now. 5. Your jaw is soft. Your face is soft. 4. Your legs are heavy, warm. 3. You're drifting, not asleep yet, but moving that way. 2. The day is behind you, completely and entirely behind you. 1. And now, tonight's sleep story, the relaxation. Before we go anywhere, I want to stay here with you for a moment. Just here, just now, because this moment, this exact moment right now, where you are lying in the quiet, deserves a little attention, a little kindness. Take a breath in for me, from the very bottom of the belly. Good, and let it go. And as you breathe out, I want you to imagine that everything you were carrying today, every worry, every unfinished thought, every heavy thing is just leaving with that breath, just drifting away. You don't have to solve anything tonight. You don't have to figure anything out. You don't have to be anything other than exactly what you are right now. A person who deserves rest. A person who deserves sleep. Because you do. You really do. Whatever happened today, whatever was hard, whatever felt heavy, you made it through. You are here. And that is enough. That is more than enough. You are safe. And you are here. Bring your awareness gently to your feet now. Just notice them and allow them to soften. The toes uncurling, the arches releasing. All the small held tension of the day simply letting go. Let that softness travel upward, through the calves, through the knees, the thighs. All of it warm, all of it heavy, all of it resting now. Your lower back, your hips. Allow yourself to feel the surface beneath you taking your weight completely, fully. You don't have to hold yourself up anymore. The earth has you. The city has you. The belly soft. The chest soft. The heart beating steadily as it always has, as it always will. Your shoulders dropping, your arms heavy and warm, your hands open and still, the neck long and loose, and your face, let the jaw go. Let the forehead smooth. Let the eyes be completely still behind their lids. There you are, from the top of your head to the tips of your toes, completely soft, completely warm, completely at rest. You've done beautifully. Now, let me take you somewhere. Somewhere the workshop is lit by a single oil lamp, and the soot is drying on the paper, and the ink sticks are in their rows, and the ink maker has been at this work since before dawn, and the city of Edo is quiet outside. Come with me. The city, Edo, the city that became Tokyo. But not yet. This is the 17th century, or the 18th, the Edo period, the long peaceful era, 250 years of relative peace under the Tokugawa shogunate, the era of the arts, of the theater, of the woodblock print, of the haiku, of the tea ceremony, of the crafts that flourished under the patronage of the wealthy merchants, of the samurai class, of the shogun himself, the crafts that were elevated to the level of art in Japan more than in any other culture. The ink maker among the craftsmen, the person who made the black ink, the sumi that every calligrapher used, that every painter used, that the monks used, for the sutras, that the scholars used, for the records, the ink that is the foundation of Japanese culture, of Chinese culture, of everything written and painted in the ink tradition of East Asia. The ink maker whose work made all the other work possible. The workshop in a side street off the main merchant district, the narrow street of the Edo craftsmen, the street that smells of the work of many workshops, the lacquer from the lacquer maker, the paper from the paper maker, the cedar from the woodblock carver, and at the end of the street, the ink maker's workshop. Its smell different from all the others, the particular smell of the sumi ink maker, the pinewood soot, the hide glue, the camphor, together, the smell that is the ink, before it is the ink, the smell of the transformation in progress, the workshop, low, wooden, the floor, earthen, the walls, darkened with the soot of many years, of many fires, the soot that is the ink in a different form, the smell, the workshop at night, the smell, the soot, the pine soot, the sumi, the carbon, that is the ink's essence made from the burning of pine wood or sesame oil, the carbon particles collected from the smoke, the soot gathered from the chambers above the fire where it settles, the carbon that is the darkness in the ink, the darkness that makes the characters on the paper, the darkness that is the absence of light made into meaning, and the nikawa, the hide glue, the animal glue that binds the soot particles that holds the ink together, that allows it to be formed into the stick, the ink stick, the sumi that the calligrapher grinds on the suzuri, the ink stone with water, the grinding that releases the ink from the stick into the liquid that flows from the brush, the hide glue, its smell, animal, warm, slightly sharp, and the camphor added for preservation, for its clean, medicinal smell. The three smells together, the workshop smell, that is also the smell of every piece of calligraphy, every painting done with sumi, the smell and the ink. Gyro, he is at the workbench. His name is Gyro. He is 47 years old. He has been making ink since he was 12, 35 years, learning from his father, who learned from his father. The Gyro family of ink makers for 5 generations, at least, perhaps more. The records not clear beyond 5. The ink that the family has been making in this workshop for as long as the workshop has stood, and the workshop is very old, older than Gyro's grandfather, older than his grandfather's grandfather. A very old workshop on a very old street in a city that was already very old when it was called Edo. Gyro at the workbench, his hands black permanently, the black of soot that the skin has absorbed over 35 years, the black that does not wash off, not entirely. The ink maker carrying his work in his hands, the way all craftspeople carry their work in their hands, visible, permanent, the mark of the making, the soot chamber, the fire outside the workshop, the small fire in the kiln that has been burning since dawn, the pine wood burning slowly, completely, the smoke rising into the soot chamber, the chamber above the kiln where the smoke slows, where the soot settles on the walls, on the papers placed there for exactly this purpose. The papers coated in soot after a day of burning, the papers that Gyro carefully, gently removes from the chamber, the soot brushed into the vessel, collected, weighed, the carbon that will become the ink stick, the soot that is the most pure carbon available in this era, before chemistry, before industry, the most pure, the most black, the most permanent, the soot that the monks of China first collected, that the Japanese refined, the process that gyro has refined over 35 years, still refining, the process that is never finished, the inkstone on the workbench, the suzuri, the inkstone, the stone on which the inkstick is ground, the suzuri that the calligrapher uses every morning, that gyro tests his ink on, the quality of the sumi revealed in the grinding, the way the stick meets the stone, the resistance, too much resistance, the glue, too hard, too little, the glue, too soft, the balance that takes years to find, that gyro can feel now in the grinding without thinking, the way the calligrapher can feel the right ink in the brush without thinking, the maker and the user both reading the ink by touch, both knowing the same thing from different directions, the maker from the making, the user from the using, the same knowledge, different hands, the lamp, single, the oil lamp in the corner of the workshop lit by one lamp, the economy of light in the Edo workshop, the light that reveals what needs to be revealed, the workbench in the light, the rest of the workshop in shadow, the shadow of the workshop at night, full of the shapes of the work, the ink sticks in their rows, the vessels, the grinding tools, the soot papers, the molds, the weights, all of them in the shadow around the lamp, the center, the work around it, gyro between the lamp and the work, his shadow on the wall, the shadow of the ink maker working at night, the ink stick, the process of making the ink stick, the sumi, the soot mixed with the nikawa, the glue dissolved in hot water, the mixture kneaded with the hands for a long time, the kneading that is the most important step that incorporates the air that binds, the particles that creates the texture, the feel of the ink when it is later ground on the stone, the kneading that gyro's hands know by feel, not by time, not by recipe, by feel, the dough that is the ink before it is the ink, the smell of it, warm, animal from the glue, and carbon from the soot, and camphor, sharp, clean, the dough that is pressed into the mold, the carved wooden mold, with the design carved into it, the design that will be on the finished stick, the pine tree, perhaps, or the plum blossom, or the crane, or the name of the workshop, the mark that tells the calligrapher, this is Gyro's ink. This is the ink of the Gyro workshop. Trusted, the DRYNG. The ink sticks in the sawdust, drying. This is the longest part, the most patient part. The ink sticks pressed from the mold, placed in the beds of sawdust to dry slowly, not quickly, quickly, and the stick cracks from the outside, drying faster than the inside. Slowly, the stick drying evenly, taking weeks, sometimes the high-quality sumi, a month more in the sawdust, being turned regularly every few days by Gyro or his assistant. The sticks turned as Armand turns, the cheese as Roberto turns, his thought to the vine, the patient, faithful, daily tending of the thing that is becoming what it needs to become in its own time. What Gyro knows. He knows the soot, the different soot from different woods, the pine soot, the most common, the darkest, the sharpest in the brush, the sesame oil soot, softer, warmer, the oil lamp soot, different again, more blue-black, less warm. He knows the glue, the grades of Nikawa, from the hide of different animals, each one slightly different in its quality, its flexibility, its binding. He knows the camphor, how much, too much, and the stick becomes brittle, too little, and the stick does not keep. He knows the kneading, the feel of the dough when it is ready, the elasticity, the smoothness, the right resistance against the palm. He knows what the calligrapher needs from the ink. He has watched calligraphers at their work. He understands the brush, the stone, the water, the ink from the maker's side, the side that most people never see, the calligrapher's brush. Gyro thinks about the brush while he works. He does not calligraph himself, not professionally, but he thinks about the brush, about what the brush requires from the ink, the brush that must load with the right amount of ink, that must release the ink evenly through the stroke, the beginning of the stroke, the middle, the ending, the lift, the brush stroke. That is also a breath, the calligrapher breathing into the stroke, the way Clara breathed into the glass, the brush carrying the breath across the paper as the glass carried the breath in the form, the ink being the medium of the breath, the substance that makes the invisible breath visible on the paper. Gyro making this substance every day so that the breath can become visible. The city outside, Edo, at night, the city that will become one of the largest cities in the world, already large in this era, perhaps 1 million people, the largest city on Earth at certain points in the Edo period, the city outside the workshop, the sound of the city at night, quieter than the day, but not silent. The night watch passing his clapper, clicking in rhythm as he walks. The fire watch, the most important service in a city of wooden buildings. The night watch, who checks the charcoal braziers, the oil lamps, the workshops, like this one, that burn their small fires all day and into the night watch, keeping the city safe from the fire. That is the greatest fear of the wooden city. The night watch passing the workshop door, his clapper clicking, clicking, clicking into the night, growing still. Gyro is at the workbench, the lamp beside him, the soot on his hands, the ink sticks in their sawdust, drying the kneaded dough, waiting for the molds. Tomorrow, the fire outside, banked for the night. If thoughts are arriving, and they probably are, because that is what minds do, they are not staying long. The ink takes them, the black, the most pure black, the carbon, that is the ending of everything that burns. The thoughts come, you notice them, the soot receives them, as the soot chamber receives the smoke of the fire, quietly, without resistance, completely. You don't need to hold any of them, just the workshop, just the lamp, just the smell of soot and glue and camphor, just Gyro at the bench, his black hands still. For a moment, peace lives in this workshop, in the soot and the lamp and the ink, sticks drying and Gyros, 35 years of making the black that makes the word possible. Tonight it is yours. Good night. You are doing so beautifully. The day is done. You came to the workshop tonight. The lamp was single and warm. The smell found you soot and hide glue and camphor, the smell of ink before it is ink. Gyro was at the bench, his hands black with 35 years of the making. The ink sticks drying in their sawdust, the night watch passing outside, workshop received you, as workshops of patient and essential work always receive people, with the lamp and the smell and the quiet of a place where something necessary is being made carefully. Carry it with you on the days when the work is invisible, the days when what you do goes unnoticed. Remember, Gyro. Remember that the ink maker was never famous, that no one remembered their name beside the calligrapher's name, that the ink maker made the work of everyone else possible. The most essential thing is often the most invisible. You know the way here now, but tonight you are already here. The lamp is warm, the soot is drying, the ink sticks are in their sawdust. Sleep now, deeply, completely. You deserve every soot dark, lamp warm, workshop still, ink deep, Edo quiet moment of this rest. Every single one. Good night. Sleep well. The workshop through the night. The ink sticks drying in their sawdust. Through the night. The ink sticks drying very slowly. The moisture leaving very slowly from the inside of the stick. The drying that cannot be rushed, the way the cheese cannot be rushed, the way the wine cannot be rushed, the way all things made with care cannot be rushed. The ink stick in the sawdust, giving its moisture back to the air of the workshop, the air that already smells of ink, of soot, of the camphor, the air that is the ink already in a different form. The night watch outside, the clapper still sometimes passing the workshop, the night watch who keeps the city safe, who walks all night, who does not sleep so that others can. The night watch of Edo, who has walked this route for years, who knows every workshop, every house, every danger point. The night watch of the workshop, knowing Gyro's fire is always banked before midnight, knowing the workshop is careful, knowing he can click past and trust the ink maker to have done what the ink maker always does. The trust between the craftsman and the watchman, built over years of nightly passage. What the ink becomes, the ink stick that Gyro makes, will be bought by a merchant, perhaps, who will give it as a gift to a calligrapher, who will grind it on the stone with water, who will load the brush, who will make the stroke, the poem on the paper, the poem that someone will read, for whom the poem will matter, will change something small or large. The ink that Gyro made, carrying the poem that the calligrapher made, carrying the feeling that the reader felt, the chain from the soot to the feeling, from the fire to the word, from the wood to the meaning. The chain, that gyro, is the beginning of every night at the workbench, making the possible, the brushstroke when the calligrapher uses gyro's ink. The brushstroke begins with the breath. The calligrapher breathes. The brush is loaded with the ink. The arm moves. The brush meets the paper. The ink flows from the brush into the paper. The fiber of the paper receiving the carbon of the soot, the animal of the glue, the breath of the calligrapher, all at once in one stroke, the stroke that dries immediately, that cannot be corrected, the brushstroke of the East Asian calligraphic tradition that is also a meditation, the complete presence required to make a stroke that cannot be undone, the ink that is also the commitment to the present moment, gyro's ink, the substance of commitment, the characters that the ink makes possible, the kanji, the Japanese characters derived from Chinese characters, the characters that contain the meaning within their form, the character for tree, looking like a tree, the character for forest, 3 trees, the character for brightness, sun and moon, together the characters that are also paintings, that are also ideas, that are also sounds, the writing system that asks more of the writer than any other, that requires years to learn, that rewards the years with the ability to see the idea and the image and the sound all in one mark, the mark made with gyro's ink on paper, one stroke at a time, gyro's morning. At first light, he checks the ink sticks in the sawdust. He turns each one gently, the way Roberto turns the bottles, the way Armand taps the cheese, the daily check, the reading of the thing being made, one day closer to what it will be. He starts the new fire in the kiln, the pine wood catching the smoke, rising into the soot chamber, the new days, carbon being made for the next batch of ink, for the next stick that will dry in the sawdust, for the next calligrapher who will grind on the stone, who will load the brush, who will breathe into the stroke, the chain beginning again as it begins every morning in this workshop, in this city that is not yet Tokyo, that is still Edo, where the ink makes the word and the word makes the world. The workshop is quiet, the lamp is low, the ink sticks in the sawdust, drying. Gyro is asleep, his hands black, 35 years. On the pillow, the night watch has passed. The city is quiet. The fire is banked. The soot chamber is full. Tomorrow's carbon waiting, and you are sleeping deeply, completely, peacefully in the workshop. In Edo, the soot smell, the glue smell, the camphor, the lamp, still the ink in the sawdust, becoming as it always becomes, in the dark, in the patient, dark. This is exactly where you should be. This is exactly what you deserve. Every soot dark, lamp warm, workshop still, ink deep, Edo quiet moment. Every single one. You are safe. You are held. You are at peace. Good night, dear friend. Sleep well. Sleep deeply. Good night, and